What's good, y'all? It's your girl Natalie, and welcome to my first official mukbang. I don't know how to pronounce it, but basically, for those of you who don't know what a mukbang is, it is an eating show. So I'm going to be eating and talking to you guys, and my dog is here, so he might be crawling all over the place trying to get some food, but that's not gonna happen. And so today is November 23rd, the day after Thanksgiving. So this mukbang is going to be with my Thanksgiving leftovers. It is 11:27 right now, and I woke up, got ready really quick, tried to set this all up, heated everything up, but by the time I got ready, it's kind of cold now, but I'll still eat it regardless. But yeah, I'm hungry and I have everything all set up. I got my salad, just some lettuce, not romaine. I have tomatoes, carrots, olives, broccoli, onions, radish, all of that. Then I have a soup that I made for Thanksgiving, and it just has a bunch of stuff. I'm not going to go into it, but it's hella good. Then I have my actual entree, which is lasagna. Then I have like a whole little mix that my mom made. It has like peppers, this vegan chicken, it has a bunch of stuff. It's hella good. Then I just have rice, and then here for dessert, then I made this pumpkin cake that turned out really good. I wasn't sure how it was going to turn out. Everyone loved it. They said that they liked it better than the pumpkin pie that we got from an actual store, so props to me. Like, even when I tried it, I was surprised with myself. That's hella good. And then I also have natilla, which is a Colombian dessert, and it's hella good. So I have all this going on. So without further ado, let's just get into it. And today's video, I'm going to be talking to you guys about why I graduated early from high school. And I'm going to give you guys a whole backstory and all of that, why I did it. And yeah, let's just get into it. I have 3 forks, one for my salad, one for my stew and entree, and then one for my dessert. So I kind of set everything up in the order that I'm gonna eat it. I'm probably gonna finish all this food. I eat OD. But let's start off with this salad, because I didn't eat it yesterday just because I wanted to get right into the food since I barely eat anything. I added lime, so it tastes really good. Also, when I took that first bite, I just realized this is going to be kind of weird for me because you guys are going to watch me eat, and I've never recorded myself eat. So this is going to be interesting, but I actually love watching mukbangs, so I know this video is definitely worth it. And also, ASMR is like another thing that's pretty big right now, but I wouldn't do that just because I don't have a microphone for that. And I don't know, it's just a little too complicated for me, or so it seems. I was just aligning myself. But basically, let me start with everything, with the whole story of me graduating early. So, and actually, wait, before I start that, get yourself a whole meal too. Let's eat together. Or, you know, get yourself a snack, get yourself a dessert, get yourself Thanksgiving leftovers, have a whole little have a whole full course meal with me. Let's do that. Because I know every time I watch these, I always have to eat something too. But it all starts when I was 3 years old. Yes, this story goes way back. So I used to live in this other part of New York. I'm not going to say where, but I lived in another town. And, oh, I forgot to bring water. it's alright. But I lived in this other part of town, and probably like around 20 minutes from where I live now. And so I have two older brothers. One of them is 3 years older than me, and the other one is 5 years older than me. So we all got enrolled into this school when we first moved into this town. Well, actually, they were in elementary school, but they went to the public school there. And then, because I was a girl, my parents wanted to put me in private school. So my parents enrolled me into pre-K when I was 3 years old. And I was only in there for 1 year. I think pre-K could be 2 years, and then you start at 3. But if you're going to only go there for 1 year, then you go in at 4, I'm pretty sure. So my parents enrolled me in pre-K when I was 3. And then my other brothers, they were already in like public elementary school. And they were just in there. But they also started school early, like a year before when they were supposed to. Because our birthdays are kind of awkward. Like the one who's 3 years older than me, his birthday is in November. And then the other one who's 5 years older than me, his birthday is in December. So it's like the age cutoff is really weird. And mine is the 1st of January. So it's like it's very awkward. Like, you know, should we go in like the year before us, or should we go in like this year? Like, it's very confusing. But my parents put me in pre-K or preschool when I was 3. So I did preschool for 1 year, and then after that I went straight into kindergarten in the same private school. And this private school went up to 8th grade, I believe. So this is the school that I was talking about, where we had like the partner system in the school, when it was like the kindergarteners with like someone much older than them. But that's like besides the point. So I went into kindergarten when I was 4. And in America usually, or in the United States usually, people go into kindergarten when they're 5 and they turn 6 in kindergarten. But because my birthday is in January, I went in at 4. And then I turned 5 shortly after in January. So I was pretty much the same age as everyone. Maybe they're like 6 months older than me or something. But yeah, that's just how I was. And my brothers did the same thing too. Except I don't think they went to preschool, but I mean like the same thing with kindergarten. And then they just went on there. They were born in the same year as everyone else in the grade, but their birthdays were just at the end of the year, so it was kind of late. But for me, mine was right in the beginning of the year, but it was just like them, like it was kind of late because I was in the year above, even though that's like my correct year because that's the grade I was put in at the end of the day. So I did kindergarten there. And then after kindergarten, we had a little graduation. And then I remember everyone at the graduation, I was telling them that I was going to be moving. And they were all upset because we wouldn't be going into 1st grade together. So when I moved, I went to this little area where I live now, which is about 20 minutes away, like I said. I'm done with this salad. I'm gonna push that to the side. I have a big ass table to make this work for you guys. So fork and bowl number 2. This soup is so good. It has so much flavor. So bomb. And all of this is vegan, which is amazing. Like, I'm glad that my family is really accepting of it, and basically everything for Thanksgiving was vegan minus the turkey, but you know, like that's pretty amazing. But so when that happened, I graduated kindergarten, then I moved here. Now when I came here, I had to enroll into this new school, and I was supposed to be going into 1st grade. So I remember going with my dad. And I just remember like signing all the forms and everything. And I remember the principal of this new school, she said that I was kind of young to be going into 1st grade because I was only 5 and I was going to be turning 6 that January when I should have been turning 7. So she was like, let's do a test, and if you pass it, you go on to first grade, but if you don't, then you're gonna start here. Bless you. My dog sneezed. Then you're gonna start kindergarten at this new school. No, baby. So I don't even remember what the test was, but I didn't pass it. I don't think it was like a written test or anything. I think she just asked me a couple questions, probably like about ABCs, numbers, and like all that stuff. But yeah, soup is so good. I didn't pass it, and when I went to this new school, then I had to repeat kindergarten, and I started from there again. So back in my old town, when I first started school, I was supposed to be class of 2018, but then when I moved to this town, everything changed, and I ended up going in kindergarten with the class of 2019 to graduate high school. So that's kind of where this whole story begins, and that's why I say I did graduate early, but at the same time, I didn't, because everyone else that I went to the old school with, they all graduated this same past year as me in 2018. So, you know, it all worked out for the best, and everything that's meant to happen will happen. My dog's just like stuck behind me. He's like stuck between my body and the couch. I don't know what he's doing, but I can't. This is the first time I was making this soup, and I was so proud of myself. Like, everything that I made for Thanksgiving, I really did it. But so I started kindergarten here. I went throughout first grade, second grade, all of elementary, fine. Middle school, I did all of that, fine. That was 6th, 7th, and 8th for me. So in middle school, I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do in the future, like when I graduated high school and all that. Career-wise. So I don't know, I would just always think about that. And I remember 7th grade, I wanted to be a cop. Or 6th grade, I wanted to be a cop. I don't know. One of those 2 grades, I wanted to be a cop. And then shortly after that, it was like the year after. So I think it was like 8th grade, maybe 7th grade. You guys get it. But then I wanted to be like a forensic scientist and be in that whole like CSI type thing. So I was thinking of doing that. And, you know, I wanted to do all that and, like, go on all the investigations and go into the crime scenes and check all that out. I really like stuff like that. Sorry I keep stopping every sentence just to eat. I'm really hungry, and this is so good. And also, I'm a very fast eater. But, so 9th grade, I just had like my mind completely changed about what I wanted to do when I was older, and I was starting to think like I was wasting my time in school. I really wanted to take online school. This is the year where I first wanted to take online school. I kept begging my parents. They were not for it at all, and I knew that they weren't going to budge anytime soon. So I was really frustrated with that. And the whole time at school, I would miss a lot of days. I would always be coming in late, and it was just a whole mess. Like, obviously, you know, I still did my work. I still cared about getting good grades and all that, but I still didn't have like that end goal of like, after high school I want to do this. It was more like, I don't even want to be here, but I'm just doing the work just to get by. But I mean, I was doing it like pretty well, but it was just like to get it done. Like, I didn't actually care. And it's not that I was bad in school. Like, I was really good in school, and I would say I'm pretty smart, but I don't know, it just wasn't for me. And I just realized that the whole school system is basically a scam, and it's just all types of fucked up. Oh wait, I need that fork. Okay. on to the entree. All right, let me put this here. And let me put this like this. I was looking at the viewfinder, but look at this. Oh my gosh, I'm so hungry. This is so good. This tastes like Chinese food. Oh my gosh. My mom is such a good cook. Like, you guys don't understand. I get really excited when I eat good food. But I basically found out that the whole school system was a scam. I was doing like a lot of research during this time, and I was just finding out a bunch of things and basically realizing my whole life was a lie. So if you think about it, the school system, I don't know exactly when it was established, but they haven't changed anything about it since. It's the same as when they first started. The only thing that's different is like Common Core, and that just makes it worse, and like not spanking kids and stuff like that, but that's like common sense. But like as for like school wise and like the same basics, like it's all the same thing. Like nothing has changed. And like if you look at just like other things, like we evolve, like humans, like, you know, they change. Like times are different. It's not the same as it was 100 years ago. Like you can't keep teaching the same way, and just like, you know, like things are different now. It's not the same as it was back then, basically. And also, just because someone's not good at like reading textbooks and regurgitating everything that they hear and book smart, basically, that doesn't mean that they're not good in something creative or music or something like that, you know. Like I just feel like school is very strict, kind of just blind-eyed and very ignorant, and just kind of like, if this isn't it, then there's no other way. Like, you're wrong, you're dumb, basically. It makes people think that they're dumb when they're really not dumb, because I know a lot of people that did pretty shitty in school, but they're actually really one of the smartest people that I know in person. Like, that says something. So just because someone wasn't doing good in school, like, that has nothing to do with them, but it makes you think that. So I was just realizing all that stuff. I'm gonna have some of the lasagna now. So good. I love peppers. I just opened up the curtain a bit for my dog to look out the window, but yeah, the school system is pretty shitty and it hasn't ever changed, and I don't agree with it. So I really want to do online school. My parents didn't want to allow me to do online school. Then 10th grade, sophomore year came around, and that year I really didn't care at all about school. Like, I was just kind of bullshitting it. Like I said, I was still getting good grades, but in my head, like, I just didn't care anymore. I was always like, my teachers were constantly getting mad at me. This one teacher that I had first period, she literally made me walk out the room because I came in late as the bell was ringing, actually. And she embarrassed me in front of the whole class because she was yelling at me, and the whole class obviously could hear because the door was wide open. And then she sent me downstairs to the front of the building of the school to get a late pass and then come back in. Like, that's just fucked up. Like, no teacher should ever do that. But I was coming in hella late. I would always procrastinate on my homework assignments, and I would be doing them at like 4 a.m., which would then make me be late and stuff. Like, it was just a bad cycle, and I was skipping school just because I didn't want to go. And I don't know. I still kept asking my parents to let me do online school. They wouldn't let me. I didn't want to go to college. Like, I just didn't want anything to do with school, basically. And like, I just wanted it to be done with. And I remember one of the days I didn't go to school. I went out to a school park with my brother. We were just like talking and drawing and stuff. And I was just like, wow, like, this is the stuff that I would be doing if I wasn't in school. Like, I would actually be learning from real life experiences. I'd actually be experiencing life. Like, I'm looking at how long it's been. I would actually do so many things, but I can't do that because school was holding me back. Like, to me, school was just a setback. It was a waste of my time, like I said. So the year goes on, same stuff. This lasagna is so good, but same stuff. And finally, at the end of the school year, throughout this past 2 years, I kept asking my parents, let me do online school. But at the end of the school year, they finally said yes for my next year, junior year. So the whole summer, I literally, on my last day of school, like after testing and all that, I made a Snapchat of like me walking out the doors. And I was like, bye, like, I'll never see you again. Like, I'm never walking through these doors again. And everyone thought I was leaving and all that. But actually, so yeah, I went throughout the whole summer living my best life, thinking I was not going back to school, thinking that the next 2 years of high school I would have it so easy, doing it from home, living life on my own terms. I was so excited because my parents weren't going to homeschool me. You know, they had their own lives, they had jobs, they were busy, but online school, that was a yes. Finally. So I was ecstatic, I was thrilled. And like I said, that whole summer I was just living it up, wasn't even thinking about school one bit. But looking back on it, I'm really glad that that's how my summer was, because no one should have to think about school during summer, you know. But that's how it was in the past, just because it would stress me out so much. But I was actually enjoying my summer. And then around August, like mid-August, because school from where I live usually starts like within the first week of September. So mid-August, I was thinking like, I didn't even apply for online school yet. Like, I need to really get on my shit. And we also have to do summer reading for public school. So I just decided, I was like, let me read the summer reading book just in case I actually have to go to school. But that's just a just in case. Like, I didn't think it was actually going to happen. So I read the summer reading book. It was good. I took notes. You know, I actually enjoyed the book. It was all good. Then, like I said, it was mid-August, and in like half a month I would be back in public school if I didn't sign up for this new school. So I started looking at online schools, doing so much research, and finally I found a good school that, you know, was trustworthy. Everyone said, you know, like, it's easy, all this. Like, I just heard good reviews, and it seemed like the perfect option for me. So I emailed the school asking them like about applications and all that, and they emailed me back, and they pretty much sent me the forms in the mail and everything. Like, I gave them my address. Like, it was almost set and done. Basically, the next step that I needed to do was just come up with a plan to pay for the school. So I think my dog wants to leave. Bruno, come here. Bruno. Whatever. So I was about to do all that, but then the school, I'm not going to say which school it was, but it was not a New York State school. It was a different state school. And I didn't think it would be a problem because it's online. Like, I just thought, like, whatever. But then I started doing research about New York online schools just in case, like, to see the rules and everything. And I came to the realization that online schools in New York aren't credible. And when I read that, I was just like, you've got to be kidding me. Like, is this seriously going on right now? I honestly usually eat faster, but because I'm talking, it's giving me a good pause in between. But when I read that, I was like, wow, so I can't even go to this online school. So I just stopped emailing them completely. Like, I just ignored all their emails. And I was focusing on reading this online book. And I didn't really know what to do. So I just made an appointment with my guidance counselor at this school of my town. And I went in with my mom. And we were talking to her. And I told her that, you know, I wanted to do online school and that I was going to. But apparently it's not accredited in New York. So she told me that, yeah, it's not. And that public school is your best bet. Like, you could drop out because you're over 16. But that's not a good idea since you only have 2 more years. Like, you might as well just finish. And I was like, yeah, I agree. But I don't want to be here. And she was just like, is something going on in school? Like, is everything okay? And I'm like, yeah, everything's fine. I just think it's a waste of my time. Like I told her, when I'm at school, I feel like I could be doing so much more with my time. And then she was like, oh, what about after school? Like, you know, you have a lot of time there. And I was like, no, I really don't, because I work. Like, I also want to work out and stuff, like homework. Like, I don't have time to do anything that I want. Plus, I live in New York, so more than half of the year is winter. My camera stopped recording, but more than half of the year is winter, and it gets dark early. So especially if I want to do it in the daylight, like, I can't do all that and expect it to still be light out. That's just not how it works. So she was just like, well, what do you want to do? Because, like, school starts in like 2 weeks. And she was really just pushing me to go to public school, and she was pushing me to, she was like trying to get something out of me that I wasn't saying, which there wasn't anything that I was hiding. Like, that's how I felt, and I told her straight up. But like I said, she was pushing me to go to school, and I didn't want to. At this point, I was thinking, like, okay, I have 2 more years. I might as well just finish public school. Like, it's whatever. Like, I want to get my credits for all this time that I've been in school, you know? So I was like, what if I graduate early? And before I came into this appointment, that was not on my mind. Like, I never wanted to graduate early, because it's not, I didn't even have any friends in the grade above me or any of that. Like, it was just, that thought never came to my head. But I just really didn't want to be in school much longer. So I was like, what if I graduate early? And she wasn't really thrilled with that idea. She was just kind of like, well, I guess we could do that, but that would mean that you would have to start thinking about college and all of that. So I was like, okay, like, I don't care. Like, it is what it is. I just want to be out of here as soon as possible. So she was like, how about I fix your schedule up so you could see what it would look like if you were to graduate early. I'll print it out. You tell me if you like it, and if you do, I could put you in the system for graduating early, and if you don't, we could change it back and you could just finish up the 2 years. And I was like, okay, bet, do that. And so she did. And it straight up tastes like Chinese food. Like, oh my gosh, I'm spilling everywhere. But it's dead so good. But she did that, and I really liked the schedule. My schedule that was supposed to be for junior year was looking kind of complicated, but when she did the whole graduating early, so she had to fit my junior and senior year into one, that schedule looked a whole lot easier and a whole lot better to my liking. So I was like, yeah, I actually really do like this. Like, let's keep it. I want to graduate early. I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. So she set it up, and like I said, she wasn't really thrilled with it because, you know, they always want to push college on you, and they want to, you know, do all that because it makes the school look good, whatever. But I knew my intentions at the end of the day. No one's going to force me to do anything I don't want to. So I set up my schedule, and like I said, it was looking pretty good. So I had both junior and senior classes, and I really liked my schedule, honestly. And I also had gym every day instead of every other day, which I didn't really mind because it's like whatever, I can finesse gym, it's not a big deal. But yeah, so school year starts, and a lot of people were asking me, they're like, oh, like, you're back, I thought, you know, you were gonna do online school, like, what happened? So I had to explain the whole story to them, tell them that online school isn't accredited in the state of New York, and that now I'm here. And I didn't really tell anyone that I was graduating early. The only people that knew were obviously the seniors that I was graduating with, because, you know, I had classes with them. And my 3 close friends that I had my senior, junior year. I just told them, and I told them not to tell anyone else, because I believe that when you tell people things before they happen, that kind of ruins it, and it's not going to happen. And I didn't want there to be anything, like any problems with it going on whatsoever. So I just wanted to keep it very low-key, and basically no one else knew. Like, everyone was clueless. They thought I was a junior. But then at the end of the school year, they handed out the yearbooks, and when everyone saw me, in the, oh my gosh, I have rice everywhere. When everyone saw me in the senior year section, they were shook. Like, I'm actually pretty full, but I'm still gonna eat this. But when everyone saw me in the senior section, I was like the talk of the school. And not that I wanted that to happen, because like that's whatever, I didn't really talk to too many people, but everyone was going up to me. They're like, oh my gosh, like, you're graduating early? I was like, yeah. And at this point I didn't care, because it was like the second to last day of school, so it's like I'm already graduating, like there's nothing you could do about it. So I was like, yeah, I'm graduating early and I'm excited. And they just kept asking me, like, how did I do it? And I was like, I basically just talked to my guidance counselor and put both of my junior year and senior years into one, and that's how I did it. By the way, look at this cake. I want you guys to look at this. Look, like, that's fire. It has 2 layers of pumpkin cake, frosting in the middle, frosting at the top, and crumble at the top. So good. This literally tastes store-bought. Like, I'm so proud. I definitely have to make this again. But I told them that, and everyone was pretty shocked They were just like, wow, like that's honestly cool. And I basically told my guidance counselor that I was going to take a gap year and then do college the year after that. Like go into college with everyone else that I was supposed to graduate with. But I knew in the back of my mind, like, I don't want to go to college. But then towards the end of the school year, I was thinking like, I kind of do want to go to college. But I do, but I don't. It's weird, but... And this is always fire. I love it. I can't believe I actually ate all of this. Like when I tell you guys I could eat, no. Wow. But when I tell you guys I could eat, I can dead ass eat. Like, I'm not lying. I could really eat. But, so, I finessed her, my guidance counselor, and she kept trying to make me do an intern, like, during this gap year, so I wouldn't look like I just didn't do anything before college. And yeah, that happened. And I know she was just trying to do what's best for me because it's what she thinks. But at the end of the day, my life, my decisions, I truly only know what's best for me. And I just had a different... I'm going to eat the two of these together. But I just had a different goal in mind. And no one's going to stop me from my beliefs or what I have in mind. I'm telling you guys, this cake really did it. Like, oh my gosh, so good. But that's basically the story. School ended June 7th. I didn't go to school on the last day. What do you know? And I graduated like 2 weeks after that, on the 25th. And I just remember going to graduation. I literally just went in, did the whole ceremony, got my diploma, went out. I took like a couple pictures right before we left, but it was raining and I just really wanted to get the fuck out of there because I got what I wanted out of high school and I just didn't want to be associated, affiliated, or none of that after that day. And that's where I'm at now. Right now, I'm not in school. I still don't know in the future if I want to go to school or not. Like I said, I have mixed emotions about it. But for now, I'm kind of just chilling. Kind of just enjoying life. Kind of doing what I always wanted to do. And I'm happy where I'm at. So, with that being said, this cake is so good. Oh my gosh. With that being said, I'm going to end this mukbang right here. So, and I'm still eating. But I hope you guys enjoyed that. And let me know if you guys want to see more mukbangs in the future. I definitely enjoyed this one because this is the story I've been wanting to tell you guys ever since I graduated. And I thought it'd be a perfect opportunity to talk while I eat these Thanksgiving leftovers with you guys, which you know are always fire and are always delicious. So, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!